Eat chicken and rice, track your macros religiously, weigh yourself every day, never miss a check-in photo, and never, ever, ever skip the gym. This is the standard nutrition approach used by a lot of coaches when they have a client that wants to lose weight. And to be fair, it works for some people, but it also doesn't work for a fucking lot of other people. Those who may have an aversion to tracking food for personal reasons, people who want to eat intuitively like a normal fucking human being, or those who are struggling to stack a load of new habits together at once. But just because the standard approach doesn't work for these people, doesn't mean they can't see incredible body composition changes. And today I'm going to tell you about 3 different breed members Coach Tim has been helping with their weight loss without using the conventional approach. Number 1, we've got my mum, who started working with Tim after her hip replacement. She wanted to go into her 60s feeling better than she had in years. And part of this goal was losing the weight she'd put on while she was relatively sedentary pre-hip surgery. So she started tracking her macros, right? Because that's all you could do. Wrong. My mum didn't want to track macros. She didn't want to get overly into a diet plan. She likes cooking. She likes eating intuitively. So her and Tim took a slightly different approach. Julie knows what she needs to be eating. Her problem was she was eating a little bit too much of the wrong stuff when she got into the bad habits whilst being a little bit more sedentary. So rather than getting her to do a strict meal plan or really tracking her macros, all Tim said was, I want you to take a photo of your food before you eat it and send it to me. This acts as a circuit breaker, just enough of a circuit breaker for Julie to logically look at her food, and then if she needs to add a little bit more protein to the plate, she'll add a little bit more. If she probably shouldn't eat that extra Kit Kat that she wanted to have at 9 p.m, she probably won't eat it if she just takes a photo before. And now Tim is racking up quite literally thousands of photos, because for Julie, this has worked really, really well. And she's come down from 74 kilos to 69, which is incredible. And number 2, we've got Iz. Iz is an OG different breed client. Iz started training with me right at the start of when I started doing online coaching. So it's been about 3 years now. She's trained for 2 years with myself and trained with a year with Tim. She joined DB with the goal of wanting to rebuild confidence within her body and take back control of her health. A big part of this was weight loss. Iz had joined the team weighing a bit over 110 kilos, which was a lot heavier than she wanted to be. But now she has just broken the 90 kilo barrier and is sitting below 90 kilos, which is gigantic. Now, with a transformation so significant, you'd probably expect me to start slapping up some progress photos. But if you'll remember, I said that Iz came to us because she wanted to rebuild confidence in her body. And me and Tim berating her for a check-in photo every single week is not going to help her do that. So neither of us have ever asked for one. So instead of constant checking photos and weighing yourself every time you wake up, Iz does things a little bit differently. She weighs herself irregularly when she feels comfortable to weigh herself. She focuses on how she's feeling in her body and the things she's actually capable of doing, and tracks her body composition based on how her clothes are fitting rather than how her body looks in the mirror. And all of this has paid off. Iz has obviously lost a huge amount of weight, but not only that, she's starting to feel more confident in her body. Recently, she's got to a point where she can take photos of herself when she's feeling good, and she's enjoying training, which when we started just wasn't the case. So this transformation has been absolutely massive, and a huge part of it has been this physical transformation, but it was done in an entirely unconventional way. And it just proves how much you can accomplish without doing things the way that most industry recommends. And finally, we've got Matthew. Now, Matthew joined Different Breed wanting to get into training, lose some weight, and start feeling better. And great, that's what we do. But unfortunately, things got off to a pretty rocky start. Getting to the gym, starting a new diet approach, and balancing an unusually hectic schedule had just made things a bit too difficult, and they weren't really going anywhere. So did Tim just tell him you don't want it bad enough and tell him to try harder next week? Fuck no. Instead, Tim switched things up in a way you probably won't expect. Tim suggested they take a step back from the gym and use the spare time to dial in the basics. This allowed them to nail the nutrition and up total daily energy expenditure by just going on some walks every day. Now, you'd probably think taking a step back from the gym is just going to absolutely tank any weight loss goals. But I'm afraid you're wrong. Matthew actually lost 4.4 kilos in the month where they started doing this. And now Matthew's got his nutrition habits in place and he's getting the regular walks in. He's in the mental space to start pushing the gym. And now we can get even better results for taking that step back. Now, what I hope to have shown you today is that there is an awful lot of ways to tackle weight loss that aren't the conventional track religiously, take progress photos every day, weigh yourself all the time, blah, 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 blah. There is a huge amount of ways you can achieve your goals. And if you aren't achieving your weight loss goal at the moment, you probably just aren't approaching it in the way that works for you. If you want some support tackling your weight loss goals with a team that will actually support you in a way that works for you, then head down to the description below, click the link that says join the team, fill out your details, and one of our team will be in contact to get you started working with Different Breed.